And mums and MILFs, we are back. Welcome to episode 2 of the Mum to MILF podcast. Today we are going to talk about mum guilt and how it's making you fat. Ah, no, you said the F word. Fat, fatty, fat. It's making you fat. Why, you might ask? I'm going to give you some story time with Adriana. So there was an old song I used to sing to my mum, right, to get my way. Now, I was raised by a single mother. For those of you who don't know, my childhood was very, very textured in that there wasn't a whole lot of parental guidance around. Dad was never around, being that my mum and dad were divorced. Early on, both of them had addiction dramas and whatever else ensued. But in that, I made a song. Sung it to my mum when I didn't want to go to school. She used to say, Don't make me feel mother guilt. Say, Mum, you've got to let me skip for mother guilt, mother guilt, mother guilt. You got to let me skip for mother guilt. And so on it went until I got the day off school. Now, my poor mum, a single mother, had to deal with my pain in the ass, and you could only imagine at fucking 6 or 7 year old how much of a terror I was. Now, due to circumstance and lack of parenting, I was the little monster that unfortunately was created. But I digress. Mother guilt is a real thing, and it stops you from taking any action in your life that's affirmative and positive for you. What does that look like in a day-to-day sense? It looks like prioritizing them. Now, I talk to fucking 30 mums probably a week in a full sales call context. I talk to about 50 or so a week in a 15-minute, what we call like a triage call format. Now, in that, I hear hundreds, I've heard thousands of mums' lives and their stories and what they're struggling with. And they'd happily, now call me crazy, they would happily put their kid into school, after school stuff, activities, whatever. Now, you might think, you're not a fucking mum. I'm going to tell you, I missed out on a lot of shit as a child. A lot. My mum didn't drop me off to school games for soccer. I often had to catch lifts with other kids because my mum just didn't have a car at times, all sorts of shit. Now, did I give her any grief for not being able to take me there? No. I don't look back at that as someone who loves athletics now. I don't go, oh, bad mum. I go, no, we had the resources we had. Would I have fucking rather that my mum actually paid for a gym membership for herself and a personal trainer and looked after herself instead of, so she could be more present, instead of paying for my school shit or like my sport shit? Fuck yeah. If that meant I had a present mother, I am the fucking materialization of a fucking broken home. And a lot of you mums are afraid of creating that. I'm here to tell you, you don't have to do that. If you look after yourself, the rest of your family will follow. You'll be less moody, you'll be less irritable, you'll be more confident. And what do you think that's going to teach your kids? If you're a fat, blobbery mess, what do you think that signal is going to send to your kids 10, 15 down the line? It's okay to be a blobbery mess. My mum was a blobbery mess, right? Not all cases like mine where I saw tragedy. I had a terrible 20s. I was so broken. I had a terrible teens, childhood, so broken. I'm only lucky enough that I was someone that leant into difficult things and had a big dream for my life. I was lucky I kind of got out of that space. But for a lot of people, that's not the case. And so I make this argument for you mums that if you put your kids first, you will be putting them last because of this sense of guilt. Now, I don't really think it's guilt. I think it's a fear of looking after yourself, a fear of putting yourself first because you realize how far behind you actually are when it comes to your own health. It is hard to look in the mirror when you're 20, 30, 40 kilos overweight. It is easy to look at your kids and go, but I'm a good mum though. Are you? Because you take them to sport and all that sort of shit. They could give 2 fucks about your mental health. Does that really set a good example? I personally just don't think so. You can believe whatever you want to believe. I'm not here to tell you that. I'm here to provide a different perspective on the whole mother guilt thing because I was somebody who was raised in a spot where none of those things were given to me. Sports weren't given to me. Holidays weren't given to me. all sorts of shit. I never had anything. We had to split blueberries in my house. We had to count 5 blueberries we were allowed for breakfast. 5. Right? Some of you might think, oh, I was more poor than that. Whoop-de-fucking-do. It's not a competition. Okay? All I'm trying to do is outline what really I understood in my life and my interaction with my mum. And what it taught me was that I fucking wish she looked after herself, man. I wish she dropped the whole bullshit act of mother guilt and all this other shit. I wish she just looked in the mirror and said, I've got to fucking change. Because she didn't. If I had a mum that went to the gym, if I had a mum that ate well, if I had a mum that was present, fuck, I would have been a different human. I would have had a much lighter 20s. Life wouldn't have been as much of a shit show spiritually, personally, psychologically, if my mum was present and looked after herself. And so you're feeling this sense of mother guilt. You're going, well, you know, if I put them in 50,000 different sports and I look after them in every single way, wait on them hand on foot, I won't be a bad mum. What about you? You exist, mate. Your purpose isn't to just be a mum. Being a mum's fucking cool. Tick. Had the babies. Done. Do you really think they're going to give a fuck? And then go, wow, I'm so grateful for the rest of my life because my mum took me to sports. It's going to be a nod. Yeah, cool. Had a good mum. Off they go. They're not going to remember the things that they didn't have. They're going to remember how much you looked after them and the home that you fucking created for them. And that home starts on the inside. I can tell you that from talking to thousands of mums year on year. I can tell you that from living in a broken home with a single mum. From personal experience, from professional experience. And I just never see it work out. So many of you are afraid to invest $100, $200 in yourself. All you do is buy a fucking Sam Woods thing, hoping that it'll change your life, when that is peanuts. You're hoping that a $7 Sam Woods program is going to change your life. You're pissing your money down the drain. And that's all you think about in terms of allocating funds to yourself. If this ruffles your feathers, fine, but this is just my experience and my journey. But I've never seen it work out for mums. All I see is mums when the kids have flown the coop and they're distressed, distraught, and have fucking terrible bodies, terrible health, and they're a mess. I talk to mums that are 136 kilos and still afraid to pull the fucking trigger. Still. Babe, you're gonna die in a day. Your kids aren't gonna see you because you're living in this mother guilt. You're hiding in this mother guilt when all it is this fucking smoke and mirrors because you're afraid to look at yourself and the shit show that your life is internally, spiritually, mentally. Now, yeah, would your kid be happy if they went to sport once or twice a week max? Yeah, probably. They got to spend time with their kids, homework, all that good shit. Spend time with their parents. Maybe. Just the thought. Your kids don't probably need to be signed up to 3 to 4 different sports for you to be a good mother. They just don't. I don't know any... think about yourself. For example, I'm so grateful that my mum signed me up to ballet and fucking this and this and this and this and this. You don't even think about it when you're an adult. And if you do, please fucking correct me. But it's not a hill that I see a lot of people dying on. I have the best mum because she took me into sports. No, I had the best mum because she ate well, she set a great example, she looked after her health and wasn't a stressed out fucking ball of mess. Because those same people, those same kids that you raise with that energy of putting everybody else in front of you, guess what they're going to do? When they're adults, they're going to put everybody else in front of them. Do you want your daughters doing that? Do you want your sons doing that? Or would you rather your sons and your daughters learn to invest in themselves and their health? Would you rather your sons and daughters be less stressed? Would you rather your sons and daughters live fucking longer? Every vote for the mum guilt, I can't do it, bullshit, is a vote for their fucked up future. I've just never seen it happen any other way. And I'm sure there's outliers. I'm sure there's going to be some mong going, no, my mum did this, and I wake up every morning and I pray for her, and I'm so grateful that she just took me to sport for 2 years, and I played soccer, and I was in C grade. Like, you're not a professional fucking athlete. Like, you're not a fucking Usain Bolt. And sure, you don't need to be a Usain Bolt to enjoy your childhood or whatever the fuck. But in the same breath, your kids aren't going to fucking remember that. They're just not. They're going to remember how you spoke to them. They're going to remember how present you were. They're going to remember, yep, guess what? The shape you're in, how healthy you were. You know who I talk to? The 30-year-old, 40-year-old mums that had to do fucking Weight Watchers at the age of 12 because their mum didn't have it together. Weight Watchers at 12. Do you know how many mums that scars? They've been on a perpetual diet from the age of 13. If their mum knew how to diet, and if their mum look after themselves and taught them all the things that I know and I teach my mums, how well adjusted do you think their kids would be? Pretty fucking well adjusted. It's like financial literacy. Do you know the kids, you ever grew up with somebody that had money? They taught their kids how to save money, invest in a home, and now financially they're more or less set up. They're not as stressed as maybe you or I was. I didn't grow up with any sense of financial literacy, right? Paying taxes, that's biting me in the ass, right? In the same breath, I was just lucky enough to understand caloric literacy. And caloric literacy is the same thing, but with food. How much body fat do I have in the tank, right? Am I in debt, 10 kilos? Or am I in credit with a good shape of my body, 5 to 10 kilos, so I can have a bit of fun? Because let me tell you, when you're at your goal weight, you're sitting at 65, 70 kilos and you're a lady, and life looks good, you're fitting into a bikini, you go into a shop, you can put on anything you like. Life's pretty fucking good, despite what people want to tell you, you're beautiful at any size, you're just not. You don't feel it. I don't feel beautiful at any size. When I've got tits, do you think I feel good? No. This mic doesn't even work, by the way. No. I don't. When I've got fucking hips and I look like a woman and I'm a man, I'm meant to be a masculine man, and I've got bitch tits and hips, how do you think I feel? Pretty emasculated. I don't feel beautiful. I don't feel hot. I don't feel like a stud. But when I'm in shape like I am now, yeah, man, I wake up, I put on a fucking singlet like this. Fuck you. I'm the man. I put in 17 years of work to be able to come to this place. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. I can outlift, outbench fucking 99.9% of the people in the gym. And that's in the gym, let alone real life. That's not to big note myself, but that's just the level of work that I put in to be able to have that level of confidence because it's backed on work. Same thing for you mums. If you start putting credits into the bank of your own health, start investing in you, start learning caloric literacy and understanding what's in the foods that you eat. I haven't tracked a calorie for fucking fuck knows how long. And I've lost 18 kilos in the last 8 months. Mind you, I went to America, got fat intentionally. Ended up pretty miserable, but that was from other circumstances in America. Wasn't the fat. Stripped the fat off. It made for a great success story on my Instagram. I'm not going to fucking lie. I'm like, oh my God, lost 18 kilos. I've done that a lot of times. It's mad. Because you just have this like really promotable and marketable thing that you've done. Everyone's like, whoa. I'm like, yeah, cool. Done it so many times now. So yeah, I don't know. I think so many people wear the badge of mum, like it's this, like you're this holy grail human, and like all of a sudden, when in actual fact you're fucking cleaning poop caca filled assholes. You're watching babies shit in a bathtub like my little niece does. She's looking smiling like, just tucked a shit. You gotta smell it, clean it, and wipe me down. It's not glamorous at all. It's time to get off the fucking high horse. You're someone that gave birth. That's a beautiful thing. You're looking after children, that's a beautiful thing, but you know who you owe it to? Yourself, most of all, to keep looking after you. You don't die after childbirth just because you give birth. You don't die. Well, at least I don't believe you should. I think mums are worth more. I think mums should treat themselves with a lot more. And yeah, if it means that your kids get half an hour to an hour less of your attention, so fucking be it. But guess what they're going to get in return? Quality interactions with their mother. You know what I would pay to have a quality interaction with my mum? I don't think a lot of you understand this. But I had a shit show. I would pay big money to have my mum be well. Big money. I'd work for free for my mum to be spiritually well. For her to be off the drugs. For her to be a present person. For her brain to not be fucking melted. But it is, mate. That's the sad truth about living with someone who's 60 odd now. I don't even talk to her anymore. Right? Sometimes you just got to distance yourself. She doesn't look after herself. Every time I go, she's just drinking at fucking 7 a.m. in the morning. That's what that level of lack of self-care can end up. Just because it doesn't look like that for now, just because you're 130 kilos now and you've got no health stuff, doesn't mean your back's never going to hurt. Doesn't mean your blood pressure's not going to spike. But also it means your quality of life sucks. It's down the gurgler. And if you've got 10 kilos to lose, sure, you can always paint that picture of, well, at least I'm not 100 kilo. You can play that game all day. When I used to use drugs and act like a fuckwit on weekends, like, well, at least I'm not the junkie in the street. I've still got a job, I still work, I still build a business. It was just a cop-out for my shitty behaviour. Same thing. If you're not at your goal weight, if you're waking up every single day and putting everybody else first so you can put yourself last, you're actually putting everybody else last and putting your feelings first. It just doesn't look like that. You don't market it to yourself that way. And that's what I really struggle with whenever I talk to mums. It's that mum guilt. I can't because of this. They're not going to give a fuck, mate. They're genuinely not. I don't think you gave a fuck. Oh no, I didn't. I would much rather. My mum spent the money on drugs. Any extra shit, she just spent it on drugs, firstly. You know, would I have rather her spend that money not on me miss out, and her actually look after her health so I could have a present mum? Yeah. Yeah, boy. I'd fucking make it rain. Give me fucking hand-me-downs, which I got. I just don't see it. I don't see it. And so many people would love to just die on the hill, have that shield of, well, I'm such a good mother that I was such a good mother that what, you forget about you? That you're not important? I just think it's like the shittiest. It's just such a cop-out, I think, to look after yourself, because it's just so difficult to look after yourself. Is it hard to track your food every day? Yeah. Is it confronting? Yeah. Is it confronting to weigh yourself every day on the scales? And I don't make my girls do that, but every week on the scales and see it maintain or gain? Yeah, that's pretty hard. It's easier to pretend that your kids are these magical creatures and they're never going to exist without you and they need you 24/7, which in a lot of cases, yes, they do need you, but they don't need you to that extent. Tell you that for free, right? And then they can live without you for 30 minutes, 2 times, 3 times a week for you to go to the gym. Or they can watch you weigh a portion of rice or 2 without it fucking melting their brain. If I could see my mum do drugs and I turn out somewhat decent, I'm sure your kids will be okay with, instead of your mum showing you a drug scale, it's a food scale. Just the thought. Yeah. I just genuinely think that it's an interesting one that a lot of mums decide to sit with, because I just think it holds you guys back so much from taking action and looking after yourself. I just think you matter so much and you don't even understand that you matter so much. You think that the kids are what matters. No, it's you and your partner that matter the most. You guys come first. The kids are the recipients of those good vibes. Whereas most people do, well, kids come first and we get the scraps. Interesting play. I'm never going to run it like that. I come first, so does my wife. Kids last, other than keeping them alive and giving them food and all that good shit. But I know that through my interactions playing with kids, they love it when I'm there, present, happy, smiling. I can run up with them. I can throw my little niece in the air because I'm physically strong. Wherever she wants to go, I want to look at the chooks. Fuck, sweet. I got the energy to run around with the chooks and her. She doesn't miss out. Do you know how much kids, I'm not saying this to be like, remember me, right? But do you know how much kids remember the interactions that they have with me because I'm present, I'm smiling, and I'm happy, and I'm there, and I can launch them in the air. And I've got unlimited energy to just go with them and do whatever the fuck they want to do. If they want to crawl on the floor, I'm there fucking crawl on the floor with them. Because I've just got the energy to do so. The minute I'm up, I'm fucking up. Because of the years that I've looked after myself. I've got patience. I've got all that nice stuff, energy. And I'm not sitting there stressing and putting all my worry into being fat. Because I know you wake up, if you're in the 100+ club or whatever, 10 plus kilo club, that you wake up and the first thing you see is some fucking rolls. The first thing you see and look in the mirror, you go, oh, I'm jiggling again, another day. Sweet fuck all I'm going to do about it. That wears on your psychology. A lot of people don't think this because they're so comfortable being uncomfortable. But when you wake up every day and you look at that version of yourself in the mirror, there's a version of you that exists out there, mums. There's a version of you that exists out there that is ticking all the boxes. With the same time constraints. Believe it or not, there's even a version of you that exists that's had it even harder than you and done even better. It's going to be hard for you to swallow that one. But that's the truth. There's a version of you out there that has had the same trials and tribulations, if not harder. Probably twice as hard of a life as you've lived and done better. Looked after themselves more, made better choices, invested in themselves more, all that sort of shit. That person exists. Do you want to choose to be it? Because it is a choice. I've spoken to my mums about this recently this week. And I'm like, well, I fell off the wagon. I fell off the wagon, that's an interesting one. You mean you just chose to not do what you were meant to do to look after yourself? You just chose not to care about yourself this week? That's what it actually is. There's no wagon you fall off. Do you fall off the kids' wagon? Well, I fell off the wagon. Little Timmy didn't go to school today. And, Sarah, I just slept in my bed all day. I just fell off the wagon, the parenting wagon. What? Are you okay? Are you fucking normal? You fall off a parenting wagon? How the fuck can you fall off a parenting wagon? You're a parent. The same thing with looking after yourself. How can you fall off a wagon of looking after yourself? You don't. It doesn't exist. It's a choice. I'm choosing not to look after myself today. I'm choosing to self-neglect. I'm choosing to put other things over me. And guess what effect that has? Week on week. You don't see it, little baby steps, like interest in a bank or debt. I personally have had a lot of debt in my life. Go me. But to the point where you just watch the interest accrue and it's going up and up. And $200 a month turns to $250, turns to $350, turns to $4, turns to $5. And you are just paying more and more and it gets exponentially fucking higher. That's the reality. Scary. I think it's fucking terrifying, to be honest. But you're doing that with your health. That's the scary part. Is that day by day you can't see it until it's too late. Or not even too late, until you're 30, 40 kilos overweight and you're going, oh, fucking woo up. Hang on. Now I've got 30, 40 kilos to pay off. It's like the tax man. I owe a lot of tax at the moment. I let that slide. I made a few dumb decisions. I chose not to pay attention to it. Guess what's biting me in the ass at the moment? The fucking ATO. And I looked at it and it's just fucking fuck. Shit. Because I chose to not pay attention to it. I chose, fobbed it off. The bookkeeper will sort it. The tax consultant will sort it. No. Mr. Taxman rings. Hey dude, you owe us a fuckload of money. Oh, how much? Don't know. You haven't submitted your taxes for a couple of years. Let me get onto that. Oh, it's this much. Oh no, it's actually triple that. Sweet. That's what happens when you neglect shit. It just goes. Same thing's going to happen to your health. Whether you listen to this podcast and you execute now and you go, you know what, fuck it. Yeah, I'm actually not going to spend peanuts on myself. I'm not going to spend $99 and expect the world. I'm actually just going to spend a couple grand. Fuck. Coaching course. Fuck. Crazy. Chances are you've probably spent a couple grand on something that's given you no return in your life. When in actual fact, you do invest in yourself and education. Somebody said it was the S&P 500. If you're familiar with investing, it's an S&P 500. Where it's like the top 500 companies, the Fortune 500 companies. You essentially, your money, you put in $10, it gets divided 500 ways to all those companies. It's my understanding, right? Instead of investing in the S&P and getting a 8% return over 20 years on your investment, invest in the SME 500, okay? Because I guarantee how much energy you'll get back, how much vibrancy you'll get back, how much more confident you feel. If you invest in yourself, I don't give a fuck if you invest in me or not, right? I got a thriving business. I do great. I make this podcast obviously to bring in cash and help my mums. But by and large, I'm doing really, really well. So if you go with me or go without me, it is what it is. But either way, start fucking looking after yourself. Because you are the best investment you can invest in. Not your kids, maybe your partner, but definitely yourself. Because when you do good shit for other people, your kids aren't remembering the litany of shit you did for them. And that's why you get resentful parents. Oh, remember what I did for you? It's so ungrateful. No, you chose to give them shit. You chose that. That's your choice. You can just give them 3 square meals and a bed to sleep in and a parent. Anything else, in my view, is a fucking bonus. Some people might not feel the same, and that's okay. But I would happily disagree with anybody that thinks that their parent, like, you remember fuck all of what your parents did for you. Only a couple of key things. But you're not waking up going, my mum was so good to me, off to make money. No, you wake up and go, fuck, I'm tired. Holy shit, that was a shit sleep. Probably shouldn't have scrolled on Instagram all last night. You know, wish I could have had sex with my husband, but I feel like shit, so I turn the lights off. And so I don't, he doesn't get to see me. We haven't fucked in 6 months. He's stinging. He's been backed up for 6 months. He's about to implode. And it's all because I have this firm belief that mums are the fucking glue of the house. You guys dictate where the fucking ship goes. Yeah? If the glue's weak, the whole shit falls apart. If it's strong, your whole house has a massive, massive chance of staying together. Anyway, look, that is my take on mum guilt. I think it's a crock of shit. I think you looking after yourself is going to extend out to the rest of your kids. You just don't know because you've never invested in yourself, and you don't want to deal with the big, bad, scary reality that is your neglect for the last 5, 10, 15 years. You'd rather push it to the side like I did with my taxes, and that's okay. But you're going to reap the fucking rewards today, tomorrow, or in 10 fucking years of you not wanting to put yourself first. You're going to wake up when your kids have left. And you're going to go, holy fuck, who have I become? What am I? Who am I? You might even be feeling it after fucking the first year or 2 of childbirth. Postpartum. But yeah, that's all I had to say on that. Probably going to ruffle up some feathers. Don't really give a fuck. Just wanted to share my experience and my take on it. You can take it or leave it, as everything I make. That's just my insights. Hope you all have a blessed day. Thanks for listening to Mum to MILF podcast number 2. Here's to number 3 and beyond. Peace out.